Okay, so this is my first video. I've hiked back into my shelter here, and now I'll switch over to the other view. Okay, now you can see the road where I hiked in on, and then as I pan back around here, you see where people have come dump their trash. Yeah, well, unfortunately. And then over here along this tree, you'll see two poles that I picked up along the way hiking in here, so I can continue on my shelter. So as best I can, I'll get this back on my shoulder and we'll continue on with the journey. So let me balance this up, and hopefully it's not too long to maneuver through this path, because the path here is a difficult hike, but not impossible, and not really difficult for me, but for those who might be challenged in their balance, confidence. But as you can see, oh, collision, lost my balance there. Find it center balance again. There we go. Now, you can see how the path is coming through here. A little rugged, but not too bad. Alright, now we're recording again. I must have bumped a button, but I'll have to edit all this out. This is all new to me, but nothing I cannot handle. See there, I lose my balance again on that log. It's a pretty long one. It's probably every... Okay, so here we go again, recording. It's a pretty steep walk down. I'll walk down there. Hopefully this thing doesn't shut off on me again. And then I'll climb back up and give you a perspective from up top. And all this moss and fallen leaves make it slippery, but that's okay. So now here we go, coming to the waterfall. And here's a pile of wood that I've already collected out of the falls, whatever I may need. And then this tree right here is the one I need to get up. As you can see, it goes quite a distance up, so I got that rope. And then you can see the waterfall, and up there, up above, is where the shelter is, up high. Okay, so I'm up here. All these poles are all fallen. I've not used any tool for cutting. The only thing I've used is string that I found, shoelaces. As you can see, it started right here in this niche on that rock, across to these trees, in which at some point in time, right here, I'll run a dead leg down to support that weight. And all this above me I'll thatch with smaller branches. And then this is the sheer cliff that is at my back. My only concern is that one rock there, right here, could fall in this lodge and cause both these trees and rocks to come down. But I'm not that fearful. Then there's this tall tree there that I want to utilize with a block and tackle for hoisting. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it's tall and straight. And then now here's the other side coming across from that group across. And again, I'll be putting dead legs under where I need, where I feel is necessary for structure. It's pretty big. And see, I already have a dead leg underneath this one here. I don't know if you can see that well. And then this one comes across. But lots of potential here. So, first video, I'll have to edit it, learn more as I go along. Oh yeah, and then let me not go too fast. People do come up here and take things. I had a tent here. It's nice and flat area here. They just took it. It's okay. I had a folding chair. They threw it down the ravine over there. Here's my fire pit. Our fire pit, because this is open to anybody. And then, like I say, you just have this sheer cliff behind us. Here's another view of the waterfall. But, alright. I'm going to shut this down and prepare myself for, I don't know, but something. Back when I'm back. Okay, well, I just took that long tree that I towed it in here, and I put it up there, come on down to that cross member, in which now it also connects out there, so I'll be able to use that. This is a sheer drop off here, right here. I mean, it's moss, no way really to sail here. The entryway, exit way, whichever. And then on this exterior, all across this pole here, I'll take and run verticals up for a wall. And of course, my idea potentially here is I could pull a bunch of these boulders out of that river and build a knee wall along here. Kind of like a defense force. And then now here's the other fallen tree. You can tell how they are by the root here. As you can see, this was on the edge of a sheer spot on these mountains, and cell gave away, and it's the root. Okay, now I don't know really the length of this one's going to be okay for anything, so I'm just going to set it down right there, and that's will be where I start collecting more logs to continue building. But I do need tools, a saw so I can cut boards for these dead legs. Right, this one right here will have to have a dead leg, support the weight, and give you a view. This is walking down pretty steep here. Careful with your step. Okay, but along here as well, from this tree over, I want to put up some fallen trees as a railing, so if I ever get my grandkids up here, it'll be safe. And as you can see, this is just all sheer drop off. And then now here is my rope that I have lashed to that big long tree below. Here from this view, you can see how long that thing is. And I need a saw to cut off these excess branches, but I'm a patient man. It'll get done, but I want to intend to do this with as much of my own labor as possible, with all fallen material as much as I can. These trees here I'll eventually cut out and use for thatching. It's one within the shelter. These stones, I may need to leave a big one like that for in case of this comes down, someplace for me to duck and dive. You can see by these rocks here that they kind of fit in the puzzle piece up there. And like I say, there's a precarious spot right there. That rock could fall, and you see these cracks here. May not be good for me, but that's okay. I'm a faithful man. Now in here, I'll gonna need a dead leg probably on this one branch here, because that's pretty much where all that weight's supporting. Possibly I'll find a branch with a Y. I don't know. I'll engineer that and figure out what I got to do when the time comes. But you can see that is pretty tall, all the way up there. And there's my doorway. There's the ceiling, beginning of it. And eventually, just as the way all this is right here, will be continuous all the way around. And then I'll bring cross pieces across this way, short ones, and then thatch it. So yeah, I got a lot of work. But again, so much potential. I mean, look at this view. I mean, lots of space. And then this would be my back door exit over this way, which would lead to the fall. And it's precarious. Here's some more fallen trees right here that I need to pull up. Cut this one here. Cut this one. Cut that one. These little short ones cut off. This dead one here, it's a dead tree. I'll probably cut off to use as a dead leg right there. But this one, this is my favorite tree out here. I don't know the type, white ash or something like that, I really don't know. But it goes way, way, way up there. And right up here is a nice notch in that tree there that I can hang a pulley or block and tackle. And then I could utilize material from the high side, as well as I could take and use it to hoist up these trees and all them stones down there. I could hoist them up here like these big ones. This one here has fault cracks that I could break it down, but again, I could use it as a safe spot. But with that crack there, if that comes down, that's gonna break. So we'll see. Okay, time for a smoke break. Back in a bit. Okay, update. I climbed above my camp, and as you can see it down there, you see the blue seat, fire pit. Those are the big trees on the edge right there. But I found this pole here to keep my balance, because it's very steep. If I fall here, I'm landing down below. But it's pretty long. It took me a few minutes. It was standing, so that's a good thing. Keeps it. But it's good 3.5 inches at the end. I'm gonna slide this down, and then I'm gonna go find some more like this, and we'll see what I end up with. Okay, I'll check in later. Okay, so you can see that trees all the way down there, and there's the end of it there. It's the campsite from above and the roof, which will all be eventually thatched out, leaving the fire pit open, and then possibly even covered back up into where I'm standing now, which is amongst a bunch of trees here, and it's very steep, slippery with all this moss, the leaves, very steep going back up. But that's where I'm going to find more wood if I can. And like I say, that's a pretty steep drop. And there's the starting of my weaving, framing, whatever term you want to use, waterfall. And also, in note to myself, I'm going to be needing to make sure I get a first aid, because I nicked my arm here on a dead twig branch, as you can see. I'll have to clean that up. Yeah, bumped the button, but yeah, it's worse than what it is. It looks worse. It's just, I'll let that be. I know I could take some moss and dress it up. or something. But it's not that serious. Alright, to the top I go. Goodbye. Okay, update. I'm amazed at the size of some of these trees I just come across. You just don't see this in New England anymore. Here's my feet. It's as wide as the camera frame. I have to step back to get it in. But now, and slowly as I can, going up this thing, and you'll see that this thing goes way, way up there. And yet now, there's another one right over there I'm gonna walk over to. And I'll just leave this recording while I get there, so you can kind of get the feeling of the hike, the beautiful moss and the leaves on the ground. I mean, that moss is nature's carpeting. A lot of medicinal uses. Okay. Look at this thing. It is humongous. Oh man. Now I'm at least 6 feet away from this tree now. And now I'll get closer as I pan up right next to it and go, holy God's creation. Wow. This tree's been here a long time. Not sure the type. Probably an elm. Okay. There's another one. Way over here. Right there. That's a big huge one. And there's one right in behind that one too. Not this one in the foreground, but this one behind it. And then that one right down there. And this is the one we were just standing at before. My camp's in that direction. But alright, I'm signing off. I found some deadwood. I'm going to get them down, throw them down, let gravity do my job. And mix them around, find out what the puzzle pieces fit, and I'll update again. Okay, another update. As I was about to go down, I turned and looked from that huge tree I was distracted by. And this is what I discovered. Somebody's campsite. You know, a lot of, looks abandoned for a while, but kind of in a pit. There's an old tarp at my feet here. So, I could utilize and collect, because this is obviously all abandoned. Somebody, is comfortable in their bed. Had a nice little idea, and they're right along a big tall tree too. But I don't believe I'll bother with anything here at the moment. I'll know it's here and have to keep an eye on this and an ear out for people coming up. Perhaps it's these people here that came and got my tent. And I could follow this path out and see which way they come up. But I'll leave sleeping dogs lie. I'm not going to get distracted on that. Nothing really here I could salvage. Maybe that pole right over there I could probably get. But if I need it, I'll come back for it. Okay. So, I have neighbors. How about that? Signing off. Okay. So here's the update. It's 8:30 at night. I had some friends come visit me today to help out. So, in return, I went up into town, got some hot dogs, marshmallows. We're gonna do a weenie roast, and they're out in the darkness somewhere. Get more firewood. Update you later. Ciao.